I've already shot one of your mates, now come and get me!
Bill!
Go on and shoot!
Jesus!
Drop the gun! Drop it now! Drop it!
Stay here. Christ.
Bill! Bill! Bill!
That's enough! Bill! Just shoot you mongrels! Go on and shoot! Come on!
Dr. Blake to see Sean McBride. Thank you.
Doc,
Phil.
they want to hang him in the morning.
I better be quick then.
His brother's in there now.
His brother?
The priest.
Sister?
Presented with joint pains and blood in his urine, temperature of 104,
Right.
blood pressure 110 over 60. I gave him some aspirin to help with his fever.
Aspirin, that's all? Mm-hmm. Any history of infection?
Not that I know about.
Right. Let's have a little listen, eh? Let's see what's going on. That's all right, Sean. Rapid heart rate. Story can't murmur. Spots on his palms. Splinter hemorrhages under his nails. Some blood work, I think, sister. That's all right, Sean. Thank you, sister. Oh, there we are. 200,000 units penicillin IV. Thank you. The IV might help, Bill.
Might.
Until I get a proper diagnosis.
I didn't kill him. I didn't do it.
Sean?
I didn't do it.
Sean, listen to me. It's Xavier. Can you hear me? Sean.
Let's pray together. Domine Iesu, dimite dobis debita nostra, salva nos ab igne inferiori, peduc in celum omnes animas, presertim eas quae misericordiae tuae.
You heard what he said, Bill. He said he was innocent.
They all say that at some point. No one wants to die, especially not like this.
Perhaps his level of fever, the conscious mind has already shut down, which means he's not capable of lying.
That's not my business.
Ah, yes, as long as he hangs on time, that's all that matters.
It doesn't matter what either of us think. He's due to hang tomorrow, and it's our job to make that happen.
Eggs, Daniel?
Oh, thanks, Auntie Jean.
Well, you need it for the game.
Been working on your batting?
I need to.
You keep getting out LBW, it's getting tedious. Don't.
So, how is the great man?
A lot more mature than some people I know.
Oh, yeah, of course. Only mature people write letters to girls about books.
At least we have something to talk about.
Who's interested in talking?
Looks like they're going to have to deny themselves the pleasure of killing Sean McBride for at least another day or so.
What?
I was at the prison last night. The boy is seriously ill.
It's just barbaric.
Oh, what, so it's okay to kill police officers?
That's not what I said.
Clive was a mate. His wife was pregnant.
Oh, and that wins the argument, does it?
Maddie and Daniel, eat your breakfast.
No, sorry, Auntie. You don't want to hear how Maddie and her boyfriend would deal with bastards.
Daniel!
Crooks like McBride.
Well, the crime rate actually goes up after an execution. They solve nothing. Everyone knows that.
Thank you, Maddie, but not everybody knows or believes that.
Doc, I was there.
And you saw McBride kill that man?
Well, no, after that. The bloke wanted to die.
Well, he's changed his mind, Danny.
Yeah, well, it's a bit bloody late for that.
Temperature normal, heartbeat regular.
Anything more in his medical history?
He had an abscess tooth removed about a month ago.
You didn't mention that when I asked you.
I didn't think it was important.
I'm the doctor. I decide what's important. Sean, how are you? Dr. Blake, I saw you last night. Would you mind putting that down?
Not one for smoking, Doc.
It'll kill you. Now, how are you feeling?
Better.
Better? Good. Now, last night you told me you didn't shoot Clive Cooper.
Must have been delirious.
Really? Sounded very definite.
I shot him, Doc. Okay? End of story.
Amateur, 100 mils.
Amateur?
100 mils, thank you. Well done, Sean. Endocarditis brought on by a previous infection. He'll be glad to know he's on the mend.
How soon?
Yes, we wouldn't want to hang a man who was feeling sick, would we, Bill?
Doctor, Sean seems better this morning.
Yes, in some respects.
That's a blessing.
Has he ever spoken to you about what happened?
Not just his brother, I'm his priest as well.
Oh, of course he confessed.
What's said in the confessional is between the supplicant and God.
Has he ever spoken to you about what happened outside of confession?
He regrets what happened, and we all do.
This seems a bit odd, doesn't it? Man pleads guilty in court and says he's innocent.
Not so odd under the circumstances.
Must be difficult ministering to your own family, Father.
Faith offers great consolation, Doctor.
Sometimes blinds us to the truth.
Do you believe in God, Doctor?
I used to believe in a just and merciful God.
And now?
Now I'm not so sure. Thank you.
Excuse me, Doctor. John McDonald. I'm with the Herald. I believe you're the doctor treating Sean McBride.
I'm a doctor, Joy.
Is that no comment?
No comment.
What can you tell us about his state of mind? Should his execution go ahead anyway?
I'm fixing this man up so the state can put a rope around his neck and kill him. Does that make sense to you? Me either.
May I quote you?
No comment.
Got a bob on Parks to make 50.
Really? Might not take you up on that.
Suit yourself.
Saw Sean McBride last night. Said he was innocent.
I would never have picked you for the gullible type, Blake.
You know I'm not.
McBride confessed.
Really? What did he say exactly?
Oh, bloody hell, Blake. He killed Cooper and he took a shot at Parks and Hobart. That's what he said.
McBride had a fever of 104.
So?
With a conscious mind ceases to function at that point.
That's when he told you he was innocent?
Yes. He was incapable of lying. So whatever McBride did, he didn't believe he was guilty.
You spoken to him this morning?
Yes?
What did he say?
That he shot Cooper.
Even if it wasn't one of my men dead, I'd still string the bastard up. They are shot. Gene,
If someone confessed to a crime and recanted that confession, which would you believe?
Would depend on the situation.
No, just off the top of your head.
The recant probably means they've had time to think about the truth.
Or get worried about the consequences.
It's the top of my head. This is about Sean McBride, who murdered a policeman.
Apparently.
You know he had a shot at Danny. Maybe you should talk to a few of the young girls who he's apparently left to bring up bastard children.
Thank you, Jean.
Or Clive's widow. It's out of your hands.
He was pretty drunk. Had a bit of a crack at us.
Us?
Me and Harris. It's McBride's brother. Not the priest, the other one.
Oi, wake up. Doctor's in to see you.
I don't need a doctor.
Shut up.
Goodness me, what happened here?
He came at us. We had to protect ourselves.
I was talking to the patient.
Yeah, you mongrel. Piss off!
Go and join your brother. You and your whole family are a pack of...
Shut your face!
Peter.
My name's Dr. Blake. Now, let me just have a little look at you. Where else are you hurt?
Everywhere. You got a pill for that?
Good luck with it, Doc.
Danny, I'd like to see the incident report on Clive Cooper's death, please.
Why?
Because I'm the police surgeon and I'm asking you for it.
Don't push this one, Doc, please.
Thank you. Right. Post-mortem says cause of death was gunshot wound.
Yep.
There's a second wound caused by a blow to the back of the head, inflicted before he was shot. Now, where was that bullet wound, Danny? Entered the front of chest. So Sean apparently pulled a gun.
No, he took Clive's.
Neighbours report hearing a gunshot around 6:20. You and Harris arrived around...
6:30?
Yeah, 6:30. Why was Cooper there in the first place?
Well, he was questioning McBride over a robbery.
Was Sean ever charged?
Put it back. No, just, because, why?
Gentlemen?
Right here.
minding my own business.
Where'd you get these?
This has nothing to do with you, Bill.
Boss know you're here, Doc?
The role of police surgeon affords me a certain investigative freedom.
Good for you.
You're under arrest.
So, you broke into McBride's old house?
Abandoned house.
Don't you correct me?
I was checking the reports on Cooper.
Right after Sean McBride's miraculous about-face, is that it?
McBride's a liar.
What about the photos?
I borrowed them.
Borrowed?
That'd be Constable Parks, sir.
Sergeant.
It wasn't Daniel's fault. I see it as an extension of my duties as police
Shut up,
surgeon.
Blake.
Book him now, sir.
Goodbye. Now, it says here, a certain unnamed doctor made statements to a journalist outside the prison yesterday. Do you know anything about that?
I may have been misquoted.
Why is it that your concerns are more important than anyone else's?
Well, they're not.
Stuff up again and your history.
A patient for you. No appointment.
Thank you, Jane.
Come through. I wasn't sure I needed an appointment.
Well, it's a quiet day. What's the problem?
Nothing at all. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm here under false pretenses, and I apologize. I was hoping you might give me more of an extended interview.
I'm afraid I won't be making any further comment.
You were very eloquent at the prison.
I was very angry.
Perhaps you're worried your arguments don't stack up.
It's an interesting tack. Please.
So, how do you deal with what must be such a painful conflict of interest?
I annoy the hell out of my boss and I drink. What about you?
Mostly I smoke, and I bite my nails. What would you say if I told you I'd discovered certain links between Sean McBride and the police?
What kind of links?
Sean McBride was known to pass on the occasional piece of information when it suited him.
Do you know who he passed information on to?
Bill Hobart.
Ah.
Mean anything? You think I could ask you a couple of questions?
I don't think so. I try never to incriminate myself during work hours.
After work?
After work would be fine.
Right, get your hat.
Where are we going?
You need to learn where your loyalties lie, Constable. Deb, it's Bill. Deb, you remember Danny Parks?
Hello, Danny.
Hi. Danny and I thought we'd call round just to see how you're going.
It's very kind.
Jean? Would you mind popping in here for a moment, please?
Oh.
Yes. Would you mind terribly just laying down on the floor over here?
Face up?
Face down.
This is still...
Sean McBride, yeah?
Well, you know what I think.
Yes. Thank you. Just down here. That's right. Do excuse me. I'm just... His leg, yes. Perfect.
How old is she?
He's 6 months.
Oh, right. Deb, have you got a small screwdriver?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen.
I'll take him. Okay.
He's done it tough. It's not going to get any easier. Kid's not going to have a dad. Pension's not worth jack. So we got to look after her. Don't we? She's family. You clear?
Yeah.
Good man. Thanks.
Here's Mummy.
Matty, I borrow you for a moment, please? Come in and help me with something?
Can you please get a move on? The rabbit's almost ready.
Yes, of course. Jean, hop up for me for a moment and threaten each other. Yes? Threaten each other. Because you're fighting, you see, you're fighting, struggling with each other. And, Jean, you would fall to the floor, hitting your head.
Oh, really? What on?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, how violent is this supposed to be? The rabbit is done. You can tidy up when you're finished.
Right. So, the bullet entered the front of the chest, yes? But the head wound was at the back, you see, so...
Well, maybe he hit his head on the table as he fell.
No. It was too far away from them, you see. The body was, yeah.
Well, what sort of a head wound was it?
Blunt force.
And there was nothing he could have fallen on.
Someone else was there. Someone else was in that bloody room.
Sorry to make you wait. Peter will be out in a moment. So
It's quite all right. I imagine he's feeling somewhat fragile.
I'll give him fragile. Excuse me. Timothy McBride, put that down!
Doctor,
Seems like you've been treating the whole family.
Yes. Father.
Bridget called me. Peter's not in the good books today.
So I gather.
The wife's giving me hell. Look, if I said anything before...
No. It's forgotten. Gentlemen, I think there was someone else in the room when Clive Cooper died. Peter, did Sean ever talk to you about that night?
Well, I haven't seen Sean since he went to jail.
We might leave it at that.
Father, forgive me for asking, but where were you when Clive Cooper was shot?
I was holding a private mass.
At 6:20 on a Thursday evening.
I minister to both my brothers, Doctor.
Yes, of course. Daniel, how did Bill Hobart know I was going to be at McBride's?
I was a bloody idiot to show you that file.
No, you showed me the file because I asked you to.
Yeah, well, don't ask me again. All right, you need anything. Photos, files, whatever. Check with the boss, all right?
All right.
Clive was family.
What was that about?
None of your business.
Is this about Sean McBride?
You have no idea, Maddie, so shut up.
Oh, so now we see your true colours, do we?
Go and talk to your boyfriend.
The night Clive Cooper showed up at your place, what were you doing?
I was drinking.
So why was he there? Well, he was interviewing you regards a robbery, was he not?
Ask them.
I'm asking you, Sean.
There was no robbery.
I gather you're friends with Bill Hobart.
No.
Well, perhaps not friends. Perhaps you just pass on the odd bit of gossip from time to time. Is that right? Sean, what was Clive doing at your place?
Doc.
A word.
I know what you're doing.
And what's that?
I understand Amatil mimics the symptoms of the original infection without causing the ill effects. Is that right?
Our nurse has been doing her homework.
Nurse is bloody worried about your lack of ethics, and I don't blame her.
Yes, of course. You've got an execution to put on. We mustn't keep your superiors waiting.
Just because I'm a prison warden doesn't mean I'm in favour of capital punishment. Keep your comments to yourself.
I have a duty of care to the patient, Bill.
Not anymore, you don't. I'm relieving you of your duties.
plants are on the top shelf in the fridge.
How did you know?
Oh, intuition. So am I next?
Huh?
You were very rude to the doctor last night, Danny. Well?
Well, it's all right for him. He can just waltz in and do whatever he wants.
Is that what you think he does?
Well, apart from making my life impossible at work. Yeah.
We're in his house, Danny. Don't ever forget that. Sometimes the doctor has his mind on other things. He doesn't always notice the rest of us.
Yeah, well, maybe he needs to.
Maybe he does.
Mrs. Cooper, it's Dr. Blake. Mrs. Cooper. Mrs. Cooper, please.
I told you to stay out of it.
Bloody! Bloody hell, Jill! Get the hell off!
Did it not occur to you that digging around in your usual cavalier fashion might actually piss a lot of people off?
It did, yes.
And we have nothing more to talk about.
Well, we do have one thing. Well, Cooper was one of your most experienced men, was he not? How did Sean McBride manage to inflict a wound at the back of his head and then a gunshot wound at the front of his chest? I mean, I just can't imagine McBride getting the drop on him somehow.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look, a table was overturned in the fight and there was small change on the floor.
That's part of the evidence file.
You don't bet on cards if you're playing by yourself, nor do you smoke corked and uncorked cigarettes. Someone else was in that room when Cooper was shot, which makes Sean McBride's conviction unsound, even if he confessed.
One of these days, I'm going to kill you.
Look, one more thing. The official reason for Cooper being there was to question Sean McBride about a robbery. What robbery? Which robbery was it? Sean McBride certainly doesn't know. Do you know why? Because no one's ever questioned him about it.
Have you quite finished?
Nearly. Cooper was shot around 6:20. Bill Hobart was outside the building when Parks and Harris arrived at 6:30. Now, why wasn't he inside? Where was he when Cooper was shot? The superintendent's not happy, eh?
No.
What's Bill Hobart's usual pub?
Tick and whistle?
Oh. I reckon he could use a drink later on.
Hello. I was wondering if Dr. Blake is in.
Do you have an appointment?
I didn't have one earlier.
I remember.
It's Jean, isn't it?
That's right, Mrs. MacDonald.
You're Lucine's secretary, aren't you?
I'm the doctor's receptionist.
Wonderful. Would you mind giving him this? It's the number of my hotel. Tell him to call me. Thank you, Jean.
Mrs. MacDonald. Dr. Blake doesn't need you making things difficult for him.
Difficult?
I know the kind of articles you write.
How do you know I'm a journalist?
He speaks before he thinks. I'm just asking you to respect him when you're writing your articles.
His reputation is important to you.
I don't give a fig about his reputation, but he forgets that other people do. I'm asking you to keep that in mind.
And that speaking as his receptionist, is it?
That's right. Good afternoon, Mrs. MacDonald.
Oi, we're closed.
2 beers, thanks, Stan.
You've got a nerve.
So have you. It's after closing time. Thanks, Stan. Where were you when Cooper was shot?
Here. Yep. Clive Cooper takes one in the chest and I'm knocking back beers after closing time. Great.
So you're here knocking him back. Clive goes to visit Sean. And the next time anyone saw you was outside McBride's place after the shooting, yeah?
Yes.
Bill, how did you know to go there? You chaps don't usually carry your guns. Why was Clive carrying his? Unless you were there the whole time. Maybe you smacked your mate in the back of the head. Sean was going for his gun. Maybe you're the one who pulled the trigger.
Why in God's name would I do that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe you hate him. Maybe you owed him money. Maybe you're in love with his wife. Maybe you've been given one all along.
Thought doctors were supposed to be smart. I wasn't the bloke given one. Sean McBride was.
Maddie, if I wanted to consult a child's vaccination records, how would I go about that?
You could ask the district nurse.
Yes. I thought so.
You realise this is the kind of thing that gets you into trouble.
Yes?
Do you have an alternative plan?
No.
That's my point.
Mrs. Cooper, it's Matty O'Brien, district nurse. I apologise for the lateness of the hour, Mrs. Cooper. I understand Andrew is late for his diphtheria pertussis shot.
Mrs. Cooper, I'm Dr. Blake. Sean McBride told me he didn't kill your husband, and I believe him.
How is that possible?
I don't know yet,
Then why are you telling me?
because I'm trying to find a way to save him. Now, I know you and Sean were intimate. Did your husband know?
Mrs. Cooper, this is really important. You must have cared about Sean.
Yes. Please take your time.
Clive came home that night. I don't know how he found out. He was so angry.
And he said he was going to Sean's.
He had a gun. I didn't know what to do.
So you called Bill Hobart at the pub?
I knew he'd be there.
Yes. Mrs. Cooper, have you seen Sean since your husband died?
Of course not.
Of course. Just one more question, if I may. Is Sean the father of your baby? I am sorry, Danny. I know I've made things difficult for you.
Yeah, you did, but looks like you were right.
I still can't prove it, though, can I?
Bill was out the front when we got there. I didn't even think about it at the time.
McBride was shouting at us.
When he said he had shot Clive, Bill just headed straight for him.
And what did Sean do?
Well, he was waving his gun around. I fired at him, missed him, and got him on the second shot. He never took a shot at us. He had bullets, he had time. But he didn't shoot.
I don't think he was ever going to take a shot at you, Danny.
Bloody hell, Doc. I thought I was going to die. If there's ever police stuff you really need to know, I'll try and tell you. If it's important. But it's got to be my decision. All right?
All right, Danny.
Yes.
Your pacing up and down's keeping me awake. There you are. There was a note for you. I left it on the kitchen table.
Yes, thank you. Jean, would you join me, please? I know how you feel about all of this.
Yes, you do.
It's just... You're going to hang Sean McBride tomorrow, and I don't think he killed anyone. In fact, I think he's protecting someone.
Who?
Oh, I don't know. Bloody Bill Hobart.
Why would he lie to protect Bill Hobart?
I don't know. Someone else was there.
Who else then?
His brothers.
Well, that sounds more likely. Who else would you put your life at stake for?
Family.
It's always about family.
From the ABC. The execution of convicted police killer Sean McBride will proceed today despite last-minute appeals for clemency from religious and anti-capital punishment groups. The execution date was postponed for several days due to an illness suffered by McBride. Public interest in the issue has been mounting, but the Premier said this morning that without compelling new evidence, he saw no reason to interfere with the judicial process.
For Christ's sake, Blake, it's circumstantial.
The entire case against Sean McBride was circum-bloody-stantial.
He confessed.
It was a lie.
Cigarette butts, coins...
Oh, come on, one of the brothers was there.
Oh, which one?
Peter.
Yeah, you're guessing. Admissions?
No.
Did McBride recant?
No.
Then you've got nothing. They want someone to hang.
Oh, for God's sake, Lawson.
Just go home. You've done all you can. Just go home.
No. One of you was there. Sean's covering for you. For God's sake, Peter, they're going to hang him. Ah, cork cigarettes. Sean doesn't smoke cork, and yet there were both kinds of butts found on the floor.
Just go.
Peter, is everything okay?
Yes, love, it's fine.
Oh, you've not told your wife? Get out.
He's letting his brother take the blame for something he didn't do.
Get out! That's right, he's letting Sean die. Now, is this the man you married?
What's he talking about?
Really, surely not. Is this the man you married, a coward? Shut it! Get out of here!
Maddie, I need your help. Come on.
You stay here. I'll talk to her.
Now, Matty.
No. Men scare her now, you especially. You stay here.
Beate Maria Semper Virgini, Beato Michele Arcangelo, Beato Ioanni Baptiste, Sanctis Apostolis Petro et Paulo, Omnibus Sanctis et Tibi Pater, quia et havi nimis cogitatione, verbo et opere, confitio Deo omnipotentia, verbo et opere, mea culpa, mea maxima culpa. Gloria Patri, et Filio, et Spiritui Sancto, sicut erat in principio, et nunc, et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Bill. Bill, a word, please.
Doc? What is it now?
Just tell me that. There's been a development.
It'll be all right. Okay?
This is wrong.
Father.
No, this is not fair. Sean deserves peace. Is suicide a mortal sin, yes or no? Of course it is. Going to his death voluntarily, Sean's committing mortal sin, and you made him do it.
Hello, Sean.
Sean. Sean, this is Andrew. You haven't met him, but he's your son. Your little boy. Now, if you die, Andrew's going to grow up without a father. Do you really think he deserves that? No. Sean, who killed Clive Cooper?
I was playing cards with Sean. I stepped outside. I heard fighting. When I came in, Sean was wrestling with that copper. But the copper was really big. He knocked Sean over, pulled out his gun. I grabbed a chair and smacked him in the back of the head. But the bloke wouldn't go down. I thought he was going to shoot me. So I grabbed him. And that's when the gun went off.
And they called you. It was your idea for Sean to plead guilty.
Peter had a wife and 3 kids. Don't say it, all right? Doc was right.
Could have ended so badly.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe that's why capital punishment is wrong. Just the thought of one innocent person.
Yeah, well, that's great for you, Maddie. But I've come out of all this knowing absolutely nothing.
But you do know Sean was innocent.
Yeah, he was. And we nearly killed him for lying. So what do I do next time? A copper goes down and someone comes at me with a gun. What do I do then?
I don't know. You're an interesting man, Lucian. Studied overseas, seen the world.
So what am I doing here?
Yes.
I came back when my father was dying. It was his practice.
This is a conservative town. You're not going to make a lot of friends here with some of the views you hold.
Is this for the article?
No. This is for me.
Well, this seems as good a place as any to try and make a difference, and it's my home.
You're a POW, weren't you?
Yes, I was. But what about you? Were you always the intrepid reporter from the Herald?
I married young. He walked out, I needed a job, and I was good with words.
And you still are.
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Oh, that's a pity. I was hoping we could do this again.
Perhaps if you're ever in Melbourne.
Perhaps.
I should go. Thank you.
An absolute pleasure. Morning.
Morning.
How was your night?
Fine. How was yours?
Fine.
I see your friend's written a little article. Quite well written, I thought, too.
Did she quote me?
No. Sorry.
It is my pleasure to declare the Ballarat Begonia Festival officially open.
You hypocrites! Why don't you just pay me off the way you pay him off? You'll get yours, especially you, Ormond!
Ormond was murdered.
Jesus, that's all we need.
I'm sure it wasn't what Ormond needed.
I've spent enormous amounts bringing this festival to Ballarat.
How much did you offer him?
I'd stop making wild accusations if I were you, Doctor.
Is that a threat?
That's advice.
So they were both there at the same time, Manos and Griffith.
Their cars were definitely there.
Oh,